Hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing good. So I got up this morning before 5 a.m. I got real sick. I was like, what am I going to do? Okay. Somehow I tried to feel better. I tried to call my daughter. I had some juice. Okay. When I had some juice, all of a sudden I was like, I got to get going. I got to get outside or something, because yesterday I tried to go to the Fred Meyer Kroger. They didn't have the soda I wanted. And I needed Kleenex. That's why, because I called my daughter, and she couldn't talk to me very much. She had a friend over in Russia. So I cried a little bit. I said, I got to go back and buy those Kleenex packets. I said, why don't I just get outside today and go get the Kleenex packets? So I went to go get the Kleenex packets, and they didn't sell them. So I tried to buy napkins, and I bought some vegetables and some peppers. And then I was like, when I was going to leave, there was a mix-up with the napkins because they weren't packaged inside the package, like they are at Costco. At Costco, they're packaged in the package. At this one, they had one package that was 1/3 of the larger size, but the larger size wasn't individually packaged inside the package. And to get them into my bag, my hot and cold bag, I opened it to take it apart and put each one separately. It didn't work out because they were all out of the bag. So I had to go, I wanted to exchange it, but I couldn't figure out the whole Kleenex thing. I reminded myself that I went for the Kleenex. So I ended up getting some cash, and I thought, oh, what do I do? And I thought early, like, what helps me when I'm really sick? Sometimes as a kid, I went to McDonald's. And so anyway, I got to McDonald's today. I did the order or whatever. I normally don't go, and normally I sometimes get sick. But I got here, and I thought, I got to get the order right or whatever. But when I got here, I noticed what looks like a spider's nest. Okay? All right.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, so this is 4 hash browns and the 2 sandwiches. All right. Have a good day. So I was like, I got to go immediately because it's kind of this orange, like yellowish kind of fuzzy thing up there. And then in addition to that, when I was leaving Fred Meyer, they had some Snickers bars, the 2-to-1 pack. They weren't king size, they weren't regular size, and they were also on sale. So I got to put the McDonald's in the hot cold bag, okay? And I have vegetables, peppers, and some Snickers in there. So I'm hoping the Snickers are on the bottom, they don't melt, because Snickers are just regular temperature. Right? I mean, I put them in the refrigerator when I get home, but McDonald's is obviously warm food. So, anyway, it is definitely a morning, man. Definitely a morning. I was like, oh my God, that's just the way it is, though. Something gets you riled up. You're like, oh man, I don't feel good at all. And then you're like, got to talk to my daughter because she's not here. What would I do? I call her. She's like, I got a friend over, whatever. I'm like, no, it's okay. So, yeah. So the other thing that's going on, I don't know what the promotion was. They had a promotion at McDonald's. So the second sandwich isn't free. It's 1 penny. And in cash, right? Or 1 cent. And then it's associated with the University of Oregon and Oregon State University, their mascots. And I don't know what sport. I would think it would have been for football, but it must be for basketball or summer season or something. I don't know. So, when you have activities like this, right, you try not to be derogatory back, okay? It just becomes so difficult, right? Even in terms of being snide, okay? When I talk about snide, right? Snide is kind of like I'm gonna walk across somebody's lawn, right? Because it's shorter to get there because the person whose lawn it is did something that makes me not feel good, right? And so what happens is, you know, people have yards, they have corner, you know, grass lawns and stuff. And it's like, oh, like, you know, I got sick. Not even I got sick, or they said something mean or whatever. And so you walk across, right, the grass lawn that's not a field to play on or whatever, right? You know, and that's kind of a, you know, an example for sports or whatever, like, you know. But, I mean, stuff like that happens all the time. And then, like, I don't want to say when you get to my level or stuff, but when you have to deal with stuff over and over and over again, right? You know, I don't have a lot of control over doing stuff or not doing, because I just get put in the place to do it, right? It's like if a person on a professional sports league, right? You know, once they sign a contract to play games, right? They're gonna be at the game and the practices, right? Unless something makes them really sick, right? And so sometimes people want to be at practice, and sometimes people don't want to be at practice or the games or whatever. And so people kind of go back and forth a little bit on what they're doing, because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we get worried about, you know, angry birds, basically. You know, mountain lions, everybody's talking about goats and stuff. Like, you know, those goats sometimes don't like people. They want to kick them. And then sometimes there's other animals that want to eat people. And so you sort of end up being like, well, you know, what's going to be the best thing for me, right? And so after all the things I've done, right, all the people interactions that have been bad, all the animal interactions that have been bad, right? You know, when I talk about saying, oh, you know, I want to die, or like, I don't want to live anymore, right? I'm talking about, you know, just like the light in my eyes, or what I see in my vision, just going black immediately. And that's it, right? Right? I'm not talking about laying on the ground, having some, you know, form of animal or whatever screaming at me, grabbing at me, talking to me, any of that stuff, right? Right? I don't want some animal inside my body, right, that I get from a restaurant or whatever, right? You know, it's gonna like make me so sick over and over and over again until I'm basically just laying in the bathtub, you know, wonder what the heck is going on, right? And I can even hear people, right? Guys that get big that never have anything derogatory to them, right? They sort of say, that's the best thing that I could ever hear all day, and, you know, we should get a better video of that. And, you know, it's sort of along the lines of like taking a photo to remember in a bad way, right? But if you've had these derogatory things happen to you all day or all life, right, you know nothing else, right? You're born, you get hit on the head, right? You're like, I gotta fight. I mean, who's gonna do this to me, right? Who is my mom, right? Like, she's gonna love me, question mark. And then you basically gotta build a relationship after that. And so, you know, you really know nothing else. I mean, it's like, when you run, you run. You get totally sick. Something's inside your body, you know, between 4 and 5 in the morning. You're basically dying. And then you're like, I got to get better. And obviously at this level, at this point in my life, I know that something makes me better all the time. But when you're down, you know, it's like that graph, that chart dips way down almost to zero, or would be at zero. Sometimes it go below zero. And then you have some sort of dream or whatever, you got to pop back up. But when it gets almost to zero, you're like, I can't believe this is continuing, right? Like, somebody said it had to start over, or we had to do something different. You're just like, this is just too much. I mean, it's just like, and that's why, right? You get to be 40 years old, 50 years old, right? You know, you sort of, I'm not saying you don't care, right? You're just like, you know, I'll walk across the street, right? Whoever's shopping or whatever, you know, because there's no other way. And so that's why sometimes snide doesn't work for me, because something has already prevented me from just having a normal course through the day. Okay. Right? Like, you know, the entrance is always blocked, but it's the only place for food. So somehow I have to get into the restaurant or the grocery store, right? Right? It's not really snide, right? So I don't always know. And sometimes, right, you know, when we're sort of in a warish mind, right, you know, people are, you know, they're like, you know, I don't have anything that's going to protect me from the video camera and jail or damage or entry. If in order to get the food or get in the building, right, you know, I don't care about the windows or the door, right? Right? You're going to block the entrance, but then the guys are going to run away. So, you know, you end up being like, what's it going to be, you know? So, like, I look at this guy. He's laughing. He's smiling. I'm like, you know, what's it going to be? Right? You're going to make the left turn? He's supposed to make the left turn, and he never does. So he's either related to me or he makes a mistake. Right? So I don't know what to do, you know? And it's frustrating, right? Because when you get hit on the head at birth, right, you always want to communicate with people on the same idea and thing. So everybody's talking about the same thing. Otherwise, you get hurt, right? Someone's lying. I'm always getting hurt. Somebody doesn't tell me something, I'm always getting hurt. So when I talk to people, I want to make sure when they add 1 + 1, it equals 2, right? When they add 3 + 7, it equals 10, okay? But a lot of times, people get so mad, so angry from their own birth, from whatever it is, right? They'll start talking about something totally different, or, you know, 2 means poo, and 1 means pee, and, you know, all this other stuff, right? Then you're like, all right, well, let's move past that, right? Let's graduate high school, right? So you're like, I'll take a technology class. They're like, 10 is binary, 1 and a 0. A 1 in the second left digit placeholder is a 2, right? So now 10 is 2, and you're poo. You're like, dude, I went through this all over again in high school. I took all those classes, all those AP courses. I didn't actually take that many AP courses at all, really. But those tests and stuff, you know, just to get to this point, you know, so you can tell me that I'm poo again in some new math, science, you know, binary language. I'm like, dude, I can't believe this, man. I've been sick my whole life. People have been yelling and screaming all the time. I keep going to these events, thinking they're going to be like a magic wonderland. Turns out to be another torture fest, right? I mean, what are my core values, right? Who are the voices from my childhood who are telling me to do the right thing and the wrong thing? Like, where are they? Right? Eventually, you don't have them. You know, somebody's jabbing you with a metal point. You're like, tell them whatever, man. What's the code I learned? What's the phrase? I mean, tell them you love Cindy Crawford. Tell them that. Tell them you love Cindy Crawford. I mean, it's not Roxanne. I don't have a radio in my ear, right? And the people that know, you know, that tell me what to do or whatever, it's like they can already predict what I'm going to do ahead of time, right? They know this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Unless it's part of your career to do something that's going to change or we don't know, which gets sort of way ahead, right? And that's what all these people are doing over and over and over again. And if that happens, their total life changes. The problem is they've set it up so that, you know, I'm the one that's going to die or whatever, which I never wanted, right? At birth, if you get hit in the head, you don't really want to compete with anybody, right? You don't want to kill people. You don't want to compete with anybody. It's like you see this vague image in your mind of a computer video game basketball player like NBA 2K, you know, not doing a running, you know, layup, you know, open fast break, but like and also not conflict, but somehow just doing like a medium-sized slam from afar in the game after all this morning. You're like, I don't want that, right? I don't want fighting. I don't want, visible signs of aggression, I mean, the basketball player in the video game is not intending to, right? It's not in, part of the game, right? Because it's not part of, it's not real life or whatever, right? But it's like, I don't want that at all. But then you see the games, right? You're like, Jordan, man, drove right by the defender and slammed it, right? Did like the discus slam. It's just like, it's over, dude. You watch the wrestling. And then you're like, it's real, but it's fake. It's fake, but it's real. And then you play around with, your friends or stuffed animals or whatever. You're like, this stuffed animal I got, it's like totally ripped apart. Right? Like, I got to ask my mom to sew it or stitch it back together. Not stitch it, sew it, right? Like this would definitely hurt a person, even if you're, saying it's fake, right? I mean, the bear, the stuffed animal, you're not really arguing with it, right? You're talking to it, it doesn't talk back to you. It's not alive, right? You do an upper door hang clothesline, the eye gets impacted. You're like, this would hurt a person no matter what. So what's happening, right? You can't fake that stuff, but somehow people are getting repaired, right? So all those old guys, man, they're all older than me. They were building to something. They're either building, for this kid to die, or this kid to fail, this team to fail, or somebody's got to save them, man. You get slammed on your back, you're like, I don't even know if the legs work or not, right? Sometimes you got to go back into a deep memory. Somebody's got to talk to you. That's why you're like, I should be able to talk to somebody, because you go back in that deep memory, you're like, yeah, I smelled something really bad from me, but then it was gone, like in a second, right? What happened? I don't want to say what are the dreams, right? Because sometimes you're like, what was the dream last night? Like, I got to go to work, I got to log into my PC or whatever. Somebody's going to be immediately on my desk, asking me about some spreadsheet or, whether I fix this or fix that. I mean, I just got to get my coffee in the morning, and then, I got to go to the bathroom at 10:30. I got to finish the rest of the work. Then I got to go to lunch, take phone calls. Sometimes people are calling me every day. Then they stop. Then the emails come. You're getting over 1,000 emails a day. You're like, sort these, sort that. Why do I keep having to, close my browser and reopen it? I call tech support. They say it's a RAM issue. Close the browser and reopen. I used to have the computer at my desk. Now it's remote. Like, I can't hit the reset button. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I use one window at a time, or now they call them tabs. I always have to close and reopen it, close and reopen it. I go to finish a process, the application breaks. I go to enter, something to look up something, it times out. Never finds anything. I'm like, I can't, how do I fix this? I can't. Most people can't fix any of the things they use. So, you go for a walk, a woman with a dog, she just stands on the sidewalk until I say something, put her on camera, then she moves forward. Somebody says, you shouldn't talk about her. We just, do pointless policy things, right? I'm marginally offended. I'm applying snide activity, right? Doesn't really mean anything. It just never really means anything. That's why I don't like any of that stuff. It's like 1 + 1 is a number 2. You can buy $2 worth of things, right? You have 2 items. It's 2:00 in the afternoon, right? It's not poo. But eventually, right, you get that probe in you or whatever's in you. They're saying, what do you love? What do you love? He's like, you forget about, 5 hours later, you forget about Cindy Crawford. You say, oh, yeah, number 2, man, it's poo. I just, you keep throwing it at me or whatever. Like, I keep smelling it, man. It's like the worst Steve-O stunt ever, You're like, 2 is definitely poo, man. You know, and in fact, like, I'm not going to go to any job that starts at 2 p.m. But I never really got that. Most of the time, if 2 was bad and 2 was poo, as soon as I interview for a job, they're like, well, we don't mind if you start at 2. Oh, dude, I can't do it, man. But you need money. You got to go to the grocery store. What else are you going to do, you know? So it just sort of keeps happening. You know, by the time you get to be 40, you're like, you know, this is so dumb, right? I got to talk about people that I stopped, you know, with hand-to-hand combat. I shot in the head. This is the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm supposed to be in jail for crap like that. You mean the Army set up a facility to kill people? Like, how dumb. And then they're going to fight until the very end? Oh, my God. I can't deal, dude. And then you go back to the passive, right? Well, if you had all these bad things happen to you, you probably shouldn't raise a family. You're like, that's terrible, dude. So they really did make me bad, right? You're an infant being tortured for 3 days. The only thing they can really say if you inevitably survive is that you're a participant. So you got to fight that for your whole life. So, you know, I guess we lie to them, right? We say, you're going to make this kid, this infant, a participant in his own torture, you know, and sodomy before the age of 1 in Vancouver, Washington. You know, what are you going to do if we're able to get this guy to go through puberty, right? You know, you sodomize the infant, you cut off his penis, you cut off his testicles, you blind him, you attempt to pour acid on him, right? You make him deaf by jabbing his ears, you scream and yell, you give him over 2,000 doses of LSD. What are you going to do when this kid goes through puberty? Nothing. He's supposed to be shot in the head. He moved at the last instant on a house on Lizer. So what do? You put a bunch of antennas up, you paint it pink. They get lied to. They think that kid died. But eventually they have epiphanies. This kid's alive. He's going into gay porn. That's what he's doing. He's going into gay porn. Big guys, you know, authorized. Guys 6'10", 7 feet. Maybe not 7 feet. I don't know if we can get him out of there. Go into gay porn. Elementary school, high school. Do it all. Get Bono. You know, make Bono a saint. Right? Send him into Medina Point. Get him in the dungeon. You send him up to Richard Camus. Right? He keeps staying alive. You know, what are you going to do? I don't know. You're like, well, fine. Put him in the, you know, Davenport facility. He'll be number 1. And then we'll be done. It can't happen. It's like that European guy from France. It's impossible. It's impossible. But they're like, wait a minute, right? We don't want to lose our penises. We don't want to lose our testicles. You know, you go to some bar, you know, we got a whole pub culture. They're going to put that little packet in. You're going to have, you know, damaged, swelling testicles. What are you going to do? We want to have kids. Talk to the old man. The old man invented something that can solve this. Oh, he's old. What are we going to do? Well, what about that kid? That kid's alive. Well, what's he doing? Gay porn? We can't talk to him. What are we going to do? It just goes on and on and on. You're like, well, okay, so Davenport's closed. Everything's recovered. What are you going to do? Well, they declined to offer you any assistance. Secret Service declines formal coverage. You know, we don't want you operating a vehicle. You know, we think you should go back to remove your eyes. Basically just sit in a black corner and be blind. We'll sign a contract that says, you know, if you sit in a corner, you know, we get $50,000 a second. We'll go buy all the pins we need. We'll aficionado, chomping cigars. Talk about Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Make more movies. Sounds good to us. Just make sure he's got a couple of 50-cent pieces, man. And you're like, well, what about the other guys that they don't know or talk about? They get lied to or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. So what are you going to do? Like, we decline any financial support. Well, you got to go get a job. You're an infant 10 years older than me. Same thing happens in a medical hospital. You're 12-year-old Michael Jordan. You're going to go dunk basketballs in the NBA, man. That's what you're going to do. You can go show them you can play basketball. You'll be Bill Cosby's son. Michael Jordan, Bill Cosby's son. He's going to get a big-time television show, and then he'll be a bad guy when he gets old. Jordan's going to play some of the greatest basketball games ever, and then they're going to get mad at him. Take all his money, take his house that they poisoned anyway, right? They can't run him around because he's retired. He already played basketball. Same like me, right? You can't get me to go buy a gun. You can't say, I'm weaponized. I mean, you can say, like, I have authority or contracts or whatever in my body. You can't get me to go to the store and do these things. You want to make it a significant event, like that guy making a right-hand turn instead of a left? I don't know. But, that 9mm, that Glock handgun, all the cops rave about offline and stuff. It doesn't go off. It doesn't fire. Is it the shell, the bullet? Make more of those gun movies, right? Do the Vietnam movies, man. Full Metal Jacket. Play it at full blast. Put the guy in a chair. Send him to a fraternity. Put him in a box room. Play the old videos, right? Over and over and over. People get mad, man. I'm going to go eat McDonald's. I'm hopefully not going to get sick. You got to pray. Not religious. Just think about stuff that can save your life. Stuff that can save your life. That's what you'll be thinking about. You can't stop crying. God, why me? That's at 4 or 5 years old, man. Maybe 6 years old. At this point, you're like, I'll make it to the bathroom. I'll make it to the toilet. I'll have enough money. I can talk to my daughter. I can see the other kids I'm a donor for on TV or whatever. Anyway, that's about it. I'm here at home. So, it's a beautiful day, beautiful morning. That damp, cool air in the morning. Just got to reach over here, unlocks this fence, and get into my building. That's me right there. You can see me. I can stand today. I didn't do a 2 on the way home, but I can't say it's never happened. Go into the building, and I'll check support in the elevator. It may go out immediately. It may go out temporarily. Is it Saturday? Somehow we get the mail, we get the boxes on Saturday. Oh, I gotta use my elbow. I don't know. Somebody leaves all the boxes down here. Maybe it's food or stuff. I don't know that I want any of this stuff. Oh, there's chocolate? I'm going to actually accept today. I'm going to accept 150, right? I sound like I'm some intro in a rap song. They want 12G a piece. But I'm still going to accept it's 150. You got Kit Kat M&Ms. You got that Almond Joy. I don't want the rollers, right? I don't want the rollers. These end up make you sick. I don't want the Nutrigrain. I grew up high school. This was the number one, baby. right there in high school. High school, number one, Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg. I've got my jaw broken too many times to enjoy these. I chew them and they hurt. Even the Kellogg's can't make them. The homemade are harder and chewier. These are more brittle. They both hurt my jaw too much. And this is one of the worst things ever. It doesn't really do anything. It's impossible to keep cool. It's just sort of another product. But I'm going to accept 150 of chocolate here. It goes in the fridge. And up we go. See if we cut out, we lose service. Maybe somebody traded, right? I trade for that not to fail in the elevator. It should go out right at the end. Unless something happened. I don't know if anything happened. All right, now problem, I gotta set this on the ground. We talk about needing support, right? Somebody says something simple like you just can't set any groceries on the ground before you enter your home or your building. You're like, dude, man, I'll never be able to carry anything that needs to be set down. Maybe I'll need all those muscles. I can't play in the NBA. I can't be a wrestler. I need bigger muscles. It's a spot for everybody. Oh, there goes the butt. I need a bigger butt. I need to be able to move the latch on the door. There we go. All right, in we are. Let's use the snake. Turn on the air conditioning. I'm normally I can't change this to be horizontal. First things first. Cool it down. Who wouldn't love Coolio? But you're hot all the time. Playing music called Coolio. It's a dream come true. Fantastic voyage. I got hit in the head. I'm alive. I can walk. I can run. Sounds amazing, man. It's not as crazy as the George P. Funk and Parliament and Bootsy Collins, right? His hair is a little weird, but it's like, yo, the music is a little bit faster. All that rock stuff had to go. That band, Faster Pussycat, you're like, I don't know. I don't even know what songs they play. That Megadeth. Dave Mustaine's trying to be legit on the news and stuff. And Ozzy Osbourne and stuff. He's got a comeback. He does the ballads, the slow songs. You're like, I don't know, man. I was hit in the head. I'm tortured. I'm not supposed to be angry at people. These guys listen to this stuff. It's so fast. It's so angry. How do you listen to any of this stuff, right? All right, so here's the bag of McDonald's. I'll show you what I got. It's a little bit damp. I got the napkins. I got 2 sandwiches. The other one I customized. And then 4 of the hash browns. So this is going to go in the refrigerator. I'm going to remove this thing. This goes in the fridge, the refrigerator. Maybe warm it up, eat it cold, I don't know. When it gets damp, the hash brown won't be crisp. So, I don't know. Maybe put it on a plate in the fridge. I don't know. I don't know what's appropriate. You know what? Maybe I'm going to put it in a plastic container. That's the best I can think of. I'll get a tray like the big breakfast tray, but actually a Snapware. See, because you grow up, you go get the big breakfast. You get the pancakes and stuff. And now when you take everything out, you put it in a plastic container and then you put it in the fridge. I can eat it later, I can warm it up, reheat it, whatever. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I don't actually know. I'm not saying this is like, oh, this works. You won't get sick or whatever. Where'd my glasses go? It's like, oh, we had to remove your glasses. You don't get them. Where'd they go? Did I not have glasses? Oh, they set them over here. Sometimes you don't know. Like, oh, you had eyesight for a while. Then, now you don't have glasses. So we take it out of the wrapper because we got the stickers on it, right? Here's what we got. Customized. That goes into the bin. I used to scrape the cheese. And I'll move it and put it on the sandwich. And then the next one goes right next to it. I had to get egg. I couldn't customize it. I'm for sure going to get sick because I'm not supposed to eat egg. This was one of the best growing up. They did the biscuits and the bacon. But I try to remove the cheese here too. That'll go on the bacon on the sandwich. And it comes off. It's pretty amazing. Most of the time it smears. All right. And then we got to get these because these go mush. You want them crisp, but then they go mush. So I take them out of the sleeve. We're just going to set them in there. Right? And they may but meld and sort of mush together a little bit. I can go sideways. This is sort of more of the vertical sense. You got that wrapper, little Uzi Vert, trying to incorporate vertical into wrapping. I guess that's cool. You talk about business, vertical integration. You buy all the companies in the line of business. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about, vertical business wrap integration. I don't know. Wants to make music and money and companies. All right, so we got it. We got them in the vertical style and the two sandwiches. It goes in the Snapware and goes in the fridge. If I decide to eat it later, which I will, somebody will make me. They'll make me hungry for McDonald's. I'll set it in the refrigerator. And my back is going to go. So now you know. G.I. Joe, no one's half the battle. G.I. Joe, so now you know. One of the best lines in animation ever. So here's the Snickers. 3.29 ounces, on sale for $1.25. 2 bars inside, sure to make me sick, but I had to buy it anyway. I needed to do Pia sale. I'll tell you why. The register woman looks like she's from India, and her name's Surinder. I mean, talk about a testament to names. I immediately think surrender. You get bad dreams again all over. These go right in the fridge. Okay, now the veggies. Everybody talks about the veggies. You want the veggies. Oh, stack the plates. They got to go back in the dishwasher. All right, the veggies. Here, in order to properly care for the veggies, I don't just put them on the table plain. I put a paper towel down. Don't go thinking, oh, we're going to add a bunch of products and glue to the paper towels. Don't do that to my veggies. They're so expensive at the store. Price goes up. All right. We had a question at the counter. The bag broke again because the end of the peppers are so pointy. These are the Anaheims. Anaheim peppers, I got 4 of them. So, what do? I went for Kleenex. I couldn't find it. I said, I'm going to buy napkins. Do I have any napkins? I'm low on paper towels, I'm low on napkins. What do when you can't find the napkins? You use a towel. That's something I do. I'm going to start using a towel. Right? You can spend $3 and get dish towels. Luckily, I already have. You can use it as a Kleenex. You rewash it. You can use it for meals. You can use it for cleaning the counter, whatever. Just reuse a towel. It's way better. It's not technically way better. There's a lot of convenience with the paper towels. But if you can't buy them, they're screwing up the marketing. They're screwing up the packaging. It's too much waste anyway. You go right back to those old, you know what they used to call them? Lola granolas. Somehow Lola granolas failed, so they went to tree huggers. And then there was literally a woman who sat up in a tree in a fort and protested to like get rid of the whole class, right? We don't want the Lola granolas. We don't want the tree huggers. Just, forget them. We're going to go with Vegas and I don't know what else. What do we do? Right? You tell people you're going to die unless you eat meat. You can't eat any meat. People start eating only veggies. Now we got a whole thing of veggies. Who would have thought a sandwich place would no longer sell meat? Who knows? Now we got a bigger problem. Everybody's supposed to buy the beef and the pork. You mean the Lola granolas led to tree huggers, led to vegetarians, led to vegans? Nobody even eats any of it anymore. What are we going to do? I got the onions. Small onions. They're sort of regular size. You don't really know anymore. Get a little bit of condensation on the inside of the bag. Got my potatoes. Screaming about Idaho and nuclear in the grocery store. I still buy some potatoes. These are big. Almost massive. But big. And the last but not least, the 2 unused, partially drank water bottles go back in the refrigerator. Oh, my back. Stock the fridge. I tell you, Madden needs a refrigerator Perry. That's what it needs. You want to make Madden an amazing game, you need Refrigerator Taylor. No, not Taylor. Refrigerator Perry from the Chicago Bears, that winning team. They talk about Walter Payton. They talk about, not Vince McMahon, they talk about something McMahon. Vince McMahon's the wrestler. The quarterback was McMahon. I can't remember his first name. You want to make Madden great as a game, you need Refrigerator Perry. That's what you need. Big, huge guy. They didn't talk about people's weight back then. Who's going to beat Refrigerator Perry? They went with Lawrence Taylor. They ended up making that guy crazy. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. He's got a $5 bill. He's going to be totally crazy. He's got a $3 bill. Wait a minute. There's no $3 bill. What's he going to do? What you going to do when they come for you? Chuck a bad boys. Chuck a bad boys. You know what you do? You marry a female ICE agent. That's what you do. Don't tell anybody. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Everybody's an ICE agent. In doctrine, not today. Many years ago. not me coming up with the ideas. I just go, but what? But what? I got married to a female ICE agent, but what? Wasn't mine. I was just there, dude. I don't know. The soda container's going a little haywire. We're gonna go to the other room. I mean, I can't rotate it. I don't have a rotate on here. I'm gonna try to set up some NBA 2K21. I gotta put away the chocolate here. It says chocolate on it. 150. How much does it weigh? 6 pounds, 5.6. So what we're going to do, instead of playing in the NBA, we're going to almost cut the finger. We're going to separate and combine and separate. We're going to count the pieces. Hoya! I'm going to lose track, so I need that Sherman-Williams brown paper and a ballpoint pen. We're getting major interference now. Dropping Sherwin-Williams paper. All right. We want 10 bags of 15 or 15 bags of 10. I got no clue. We're going to do a tester bag 1. Who's that guy? John Tester? Tester bag 1. Must be somebody important. All right, let's see. Now, how many different items do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can put one of each in a bag 15 times. So, what do you want? You want the bowl method or the plate method? I don't know that I actually have 10 separate items. You know what? I can use a Snapware. I hear my ex-wife telling me, you said you would not use Snapware. What do you use? You go to those old restaurants, you give the ramekin. I want some aioli in a ramekin. But they use the wrong size. See? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to use coffee mugs. Do I have 10? I used to. They broke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is in the upper left corner. And there's a 7. So we use 7 mugs and 3 bowls. Sounds like some weird acronym. 2 that I used to use only for my daughter, and 1 that I used for me. For me, who's that soccer player, Roberto Firmino, running around down in Brazil near the end of his career. Is he going to play till he's 50? I don't know. Sometimes they look sick. You know, that's just, Firmino is just a byproduct of Furman, the O.J. Simpson trial. When somebody rails off and goes crazy, eventually they'll talk about O.J. if they live on the West Coast. On the East Coast, you talk about the mobsters, Sammy the Bull Gravano, the Gambino crime family, Goodfellas, Pesci, De Niro. All right. We got a Twix. We got a Reese's. The Reese's can't go in there. It'll be too big. The Twix will go here. The Reese's will go here. 100 grand. Right there. The Milky Ways. The Kit Kats. 100 grand. Number 2. Twix, number 2. 2 Milky Ways in the mug. Total of 3. A Snicker in the mug. 3 Twix in the mug. A Reese's, 2 in the bowl. A 4 Milky Way. A 2 Snickers. Pick up the bags. Double Twix. 5 Twix. 5 Twix in the mug. Oh, sounds like I'm ridiculously violent talking about crap. I'm really just saying there's 3 Snickers in the cup. I'm not doing, Mr. Wizard type, language. 2 Kit Kat. Now we got an Almond Joy. Almond Joy in the mug. Milky Way mushed in the mug. This is going to be way off. 6 Twix in the mug. 7 Twix in the mug. 8 Twix in the mug. 4 Snickers. 9 Twigs in the mug. 5 Snickers in the mug. What is this? 10 Snickers in the mug. 10 Twix in the mug. Another Milky Way. How many Milky Way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Milky Way in the mug. Here's 100 grand. 3 in the bowl. Plain M&M's in the bowl. 3 Reese's in the bowl. How many Twix is this again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Snickers. 12 Twix in the mug. 13 Twix. We're going to be way off. I can already tell. Peanut M&M's. 1 in the bowl. Kit Kat. 3 in the mug. Peanut M&M's is in a mug. 4 Reese's in a bowl. 100 grand. 4 in the bowl. Another Twix. 13 Twix in the mug. 14 Twix, 15 Twix. If we're way off, I have to put them in their own bag because otherwise I won't be able to mix. I can already see there's 2 more here. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, okay? 15 Twix in a bag. There you go. 15 Twix. All right, let's start it up. What's that song? Start Me Up. Start Me Up. I sound really bad. You need lots of resources to be a musician. Okay, 4 Twix in the cup. 2 more 100 grand. Wow, 6 of them. More Twix, 2 in the mug. A Milky Way. 3 Twix. 5 Kit Kat in a mug. Snickers. Another Almond Joy. Another Twix. M&M's. M&M's. Peanut M&M's. Twix in the mug. Snickers. Mushed almond, sort of mush, it's okay. 3 Almond Joy. Reese's in the bowl. 100 gram bar. Kit Kat. Let's count the Kit Kat. 6 Kit Kat. How about the Milky Way? 7 Milky Way. 7 Snickers. Oh, out of nowhere, the York peppermint patty in the cup, in the mug. Snickers. That go up to 8. 2 Milky Way. This must be close to 10 there. Another Twix. Peanut, plain M&Ms. Double Kit Kat. Here we go. 8 Kit Kat. 3 more Twix. 100 grand. Another Milky Way. Another Milky Way. If I get another one, I'm going to count them. Oh, I caught it. I'm at 12 on the Milky Way. You need 3 more Milky Way for a bag of 15. Twix in the cup. Couple of Almond Joys. Peanut M&Ms in the mug. 2 more Kit Kats. We're getting closer. What do I need? A couple Milky Ways. Couple of Milky Ways on the way. Here we go. 15 Milky Way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Did I count that right? I don't know. Double count. Here we go. 1, 2. I got 2 in the bag. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm missing one. 14. Here's 15. Many of them are mushed, okay? I didn't buy it at a store. I got it off the counter. No big deal. 15 Milky Way. All right. I can hear them already. We're playing policy. If the second bag you bag has 15 Milky Ways, we win. Done. Deal's over. I'm looking at a cup of Twix here. We're going to recount Twix already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Only 11. I need 4 more Twix for a bag of 15. All right, M&Ms in the cup. 100 grand. 900 grand. Another Almond Joy. A Snickers. Almost ready for a count. Plain M&Ms. Reese's. Couple of Kit Kats. Coming at ya. 5. 8. 10. I'm only at 12. They got to go back in the cup. I can look. 13, 14, 15. All right, let's do a bag of Kit Kat. Oh, the back is going to break. Count them off. Here we go. 1, 2, double 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We've got a 15 bag of Kit Kat. 15 Kit Kat. All right. As a reference, 15 times 3 is 45. We're at just about a 1/3. We're 5 under 1/3 of a bag of 150. All right. A couple of bags of peanut M&Ms. More Twix. Plain M&Ms. A Milky Way. Oh, we're starting the Milky Ways again. Snickers. Snickers is almost ready for a count. Milky Way and Snickers. Let's do the Kit Kat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and they're stacked in here. 14, 15. We got another bag of 15 Twix. We can do 2 times 15, which is what we're going to do. But we're going to do a sub-comma 30. So I just remember, because I'm running around today, okay? You run around, you think 2 is poo. It doesn't ever work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we got 15 in the bag. So right off the bat, we got twice as many Twix as Milky Way and Kit Kat, for sure. Milky Way. Milky Way. Kit Kat. Plain M&M. Snickers. Snickers is ready for a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got a 13, 14, and a 15. 15 Snickers. All right. Oh, the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 Snickers in the bag. All right, another Milky Way. Plain M&Ms. What do we got for plain M&Ms? We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plain M&Ms. Couple of Twix. All 4 of them in one hand. Right there in the mug. 2 more. Total of 6 in the mug. Almond Joys. Plain M&Ms. Plain M&Ms. Kit Kat. Reese's. Milky Way. Kit Kat. York. I only got 2 of those. Reese's. You start sounding like you're somebody with an American accent from another country. Enjoy. Snickers. 1 in the mug. Twix. 100 gram. 3rd York. Twix. Kit Kat. Milky Way. Snickers. Twix. 3 double Twix. 4 one more. Reese's. M&M's. M&M's. Milky Way. Twix is overflowing. Must be the hottest product in the market. Milky Way. Peanut M&M's. If they package it like this for you, it's exactly what you want, and everything you get that's extra is in higher demand. All right, count the Twix. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're 1 short of 45. We got 44 Twix. Change that 2x to a 3x. We do another comma, cross out 45. What do we got? 45 plus another 3, 45. We're at 90. We need 60 out of these mugs and bowls. All right, let's count the plain M&Ms. These are going to be off numbers. I think I can already tell you. $12 plain M&Ms packages. 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I gotta recount and write. I'm getting way out of it. Just want to have a leak. A little piece of chocolate there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 plain M&Ms. Tired. I don't know, do the 100 grand or the second bag of Kit Kat. 4 Kit Kat. I'm gonna put this in a snack bag. Plus 4 Kit Kat brings us to 19 Kit Kat. Let's do a snack bag of Snickers and York. Two Snickers. Plus 2 brings us to 17. Total of 3 York peppermint patties. Three York ppms. All right, gonna go back to the Milky Way. 2 Milky Way, 4 Milky Way, 6 Milky Way, 7, 10 Milky Way. They're all a little bit mushed. Brings our total to the Milky Way for 25. Plus 10. Total to 25. 100 grand. 100 grand, that's it. That's the max. $1,000 grand. Did I do 100,000? If it was 100,000, 10 of them equals $1 million. But this says 100 grand. Sometimes we say, who knows what grand means? Stack the bowls, remove the mugs. All right, we're down to Reese's, Almond Joy, and Peanut M&Ms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 peanut M&Ms. Subnote 7. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Subnote 10. Almond Joy. The last 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 Almond Joy. Subnote 9. All right, we add the subnotes. 45 plus 25. I'll use a right bracket. It's 70. 19 plus 17, 36. 12 plus 3 is 15. 10 plus 7 is 17. 10 plus 9 is 19. Add the brackets. 17 plus 19, 36. 70 plus 36, 106. Plus 15, 121. Plus 36, 157. That's all of it. Let's head for home. Hope you're doing good. Have a good day. Bye-bye.